Hey, flying kick, bones too hard.
Okay, on that note, what's up everyone? Kaiju no Kami here with...
Cruellica Kain.
And we have a special guest who's never been in one of our Zenkaiger videos before.
I call him Blue Ball. And I'm Silver Quill.
Okay, so yes.
I love you.
We have a special...
I'm hugging you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh yeah, kill him. Do that. Die.
We are here to talk about Zenkaiger episode...
27.
No, I know it's 27 and 29, but I'm just thinking like, oh my god, they look more realistic than our SD Gundam dudes. We need to quickly take these guys out, put them in front of a green screen, and then put them back into the video.
No, thank you.
As if they're green screen and floating around.
No, thank you.
So, as you can tell, they haven't supported us, but I've been to Build-A-Bear during my recovery, and I got 2 new creatures. I got a rainbow panda dressed as the Grim Reaper, and then I got 90s style Blue Bear dressed in a goth ghost dress with Doc Martin type boots.
How is it 90s style?
Because people don't wear Doc Martens with dresses anymore.
Because I'm extreme.
People did that in the 90s?
Oh god, yeah.
I guess I missed that phase.
Anywho.
The 90s! The 90s! Okay, anyway.
They gave us Animaniacs and Batman Beyond. No complaining.
And Gargoyles.
And Tiny Toons.
And Exo Squad.
So what now?
Oh, you missed that.
No, I know of Exo Squad. I never saw the show though. But I know because they did all the Invid stuff from Robotech into the line.
Yeah.
But anyway, Zenkaiger. We continue our actual full of plot episode 26 with episode 27.
A great voyage through 7 worlds.
Wasn't that great?
Yeah, it was...
I actually enjoyed the episode because I liked the fact that they didn't resolve the plot in the episode.
No, they're just going to ignore it for the next 10 episodes.
I wasn't going to go that far. I was at least going to say that they tried something new.
Okay, yes, I liked the universe hopping. I just wish they spent more time in each world. That was my problem. Is that it should have been a multi-part story where we saw them go to different worlds each episode.
May I introduce to you Zenkaiger?
Oh yeah, disappointment.
Although now I'm kind of picturing a Marvel's What If, but with Sentai. So Sentai's What If. What if they never woke up Burai?
Oh.
What if Daigo was only the prince?
Which Daigo?
Kyoruger.
What if Lucky only used his catchphrase once a damn episode?
What if Lucky wasn't so lucky and died on the asteroid before the first episode?
What if
What if Stacey wore pants?
What if sparkleization never existed?
Oh.
I liked Kira Major.
Yeah, that's why I say, oh, don't do that. Don't.
What if Sentai had been canceled with Time Ranger?
You'd be less passionate.
No, I wouldn't.
I don't know.
Why would it have been canceled with Time Ranger?
Just because after Time Rangers, when everything went...
No, I disagree.
Okay, what if Geki Ranger had actually been a successful series? Maybe then we would have got to more story-driven shows like Geki Ranger.
What if the salt levels were lesser in this one?
Oh, did I assault you?
Okay, moving.
With the deadly Teddy. I will feast on your soul!
Well, here, let me grab you a battery. Where's...
Oh, for assault and
Battery. I take that with a grain.
Anyway, so... I did say I did like when they were on the Sunlight World. When it was all bright.
Oh, but that was the next weekend. Next episode.
Was it? Oh yeah,
Yes.
that was... Well,
Yes, but anyways, with this episode, I liked it because they hopped between a few worlds. One was the dumpling world.
Moji? Mochi, yes.
Muchi, it's a special Muchi with the stuff, yeah.
And they were looked at as weird.
Well, I wish they'd done more Retro World.
Okay, Retro World I was a little disappointed in, but they went to that world, they went to the Mushroom World.
But there was no Mario.
There's a birthday balloon from Kaiju's birthday, which was, 2 months ago now?
No.
Actually, May 28th, and today is September 29th.
This balloon is still, a shape. It's still there, not floating necessarily. I believe the mass of Mario's ego is holding it together. It's a me. One day I'll beat that mouse.
4 months I bought this. 4 months ago.
And it's still hanging in there.
June, July, August. Wow, real. It has been 4. So it's basically survived a quarter of a year.
Yes.
Or not a quarter, a third.
You can't kill my franchise. One day I'm going to take down the Pikachu.
But I actually like how it's actually blocking Kaiju, so it's
And
perfect.
I'm going to be voiced by Chris Pratt, so now you're going to hear Star-Lord out of me. It's not a me, it's a Star-Lord doll.
Come and get your love.
Okay, anyway. We got a Zenkaiger to talk about.
Do we? Because honestly, I feel like you could go through this pretty quick. Here's the point. They go to an alternate world. Juron gets assaulted. They go back to the ship and have reactions. Lather, rinse, repeat. And don't get me wrong, I like Zenkai. Here's the weird thing.
Yeah, this is the first time they're in a video hearing your thoughts on it.
I like Zenkaiger's humor. I like the absurd fights. I like how every time they put a little spin on everything from the roll call to the battles. When more than 90% of your cast can't change their facial expressions, physicality is critical.
Oh, absolutely.
And they really go for it. However, if you're looking for deep story, no, this is just a fun little... It's a snack. It's an entertainment snack. And if you're looking for a tribute to past Sentai, too often it's just, hey, remember that series? Yeah, me remember.
Well, the problem I have with the 3 episodes that we watched is that it primarily was a Kaiser and Zenkaiger
Trilogy.
platform. Now, obviously, they weren't the final battle mech of the 3rd episode that we watched. However, it feels like the rest of the cast, and we've talked about this in past videos. I know you haven't sat in, so I'd like your perspective. But in past reviews that we've done, I even mentioned that one of the frustrating pieces is that the Kikinoids are kind of going to the wayside because essentially...
They're useless at this point.
Well, essentially, Kaito or Zenkaiger has the ability to become a Kikinoid for the most part.
He gets to become a giant kaiju. Honestly, from the very first episode, I think Zenkaiger has felt like the adventures of a lone man Sentai and his 4 support mechs.
Yes.
They are the extra mechs that you just try to figure out, how do I combine this into the main guy? So it's been a very different Sentai in that regard. And I'm not against different. I'm not against trying something new. But honestly, it's funny, Retro World, when they were fighting that villain, was the last time the Kikinoids really got, or Kikanoids? Kikanoids. It's the last time they really got a chance to have a little development, have a little assertiveness and some time in the spotlight. When they remembered how bad their lives were before they met Kaito. And how, nostalgia's not for everybody, jerk store, bam, bam, bam.
Well, I've always enjoyed the Kikinoids because while the actor who plays Kaito has proven he can carry a series, being one of the few human characters, so to speak, on screen, the 4 Kikinoids have such diverse personalities because you have like the old cranky uncle, You have the younger sister who's like the notice me senpai type.
I don't know, when she gets into her little scary
When
modes.
she gets into
I love that scary mode.
Oh, I do too. Which she actually had it a little bit in the first episode. In the first
when
that we
she was
watched.
doing her little crystal ball thing.
And they kept on disrupting her. Then you have Gaon, who I call Dime Store Predator. And he's such a fanboy for humans and cute, cuddly creatures. And then you finally have Vroom, who I think of you, honestly, when I see Vroom.
Oh,
Well,
Veska, why? Doste?
well, just because of his unyielding passion for like learning and trying new things, and his
Monday.
constant wanting to learn.
Oh, well, I'll have something to say about Broom by episode 28. But
Well, especially like in episode 27, when they're going to leave and Gaon stays because obviously he wants to protect all the puppies and kittens and humans. And then you have Vroom like, I want to go. And then Gaon's like, but if you go, you'll just be so curious about everything. You're going to be a distraction. And he's like, but what do you mean I'd be a distraction? What do you mean? I'm not a distraction. And then he gets all dramatic. And then when they're leaving, he's like, no, I want to go.
Doesn't he fall over?
he does.
He falls over. And Gaon's like, I wanted to go too. Like,
Wait, do I remind you of Broom also because I fall over?
no, but your passion for everything.
But, and then then they go world hopping, and they end up.
We don't get 7 worlds though.
Well, let's see here.
I don't.
Muji, Retro, Mushroom, Ice. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something.
I didn't feel like it was 7 worlds either.
It didn't feel like 7 worlds. Now, when you get to the episode 28,
Is Earth?
maybe Earth is one, because there's 2 more worlds that they go to in 28.
Vacation World and Sun World. But no,
Wait, I thought those were one and the same.
I thought they were one and the same, but I thought they were.
No, they were 2 because remember you had the sunlight dude who made everything blinding. Where they and they had and then there was Vacation World, because Vacation World was the monster that almost won because he made everyone relaxing, and the villains are all like, "Oh, we weren't relaxing." Barashitara comes in and says, "How dare you do this to everyone?" Boom.
No, his response was, how dare you do this to everyone when we haven't even had a vacation? That was his response.
And blows him up. I was like, do you guys even care about actually conquering the world? Because you had just conquered the world.
Well, technically they hadn't conquered. It's
But-
like everyone just stopped paying attention to them.
I'm trying to think, because we had Old Man in the Muchi world, Old Man in Retro world, Old Man in
Mr. Sue.
Mr. Sue, who doesn't get a lot of
Ice
press
World.
screen time anyway.
No, this
Old
was.
Man in Mushroom.
He was only been in like 3 episodes.
But I do appreciate that he's sort of the thread weaving through these worlds.
Well, yeah, because it would have been kind of sad if Yakchan was the one.
Oh, wait. They did show the villains searching Garbage World.
Oh, that's true.
But the heroes never went to Garbage World.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, because they first went to Mochi World when they just were picked a world at that point while they were waiting for Majine to do her thing. Then Majine thought she sensed them in Retro World. So then they went, and then they decided they had, what's her name, pick a world.
When she threw a dart.
What world did they go to for her? Oh, Ice World.
Ice World?
Because they were freezing.
Yep.
Then they decided to lure them in Mushroom World, all the villains. And then they fought.
They fought in Mushroom World.
And Ice World for the mech battle.
Yes.
Yes, then they fought back in Ice World. So yeah, they only did 4 worlds.
Well, then there's Earth.
Yeah.
World 2. Yay us. And then there's the Garbage World where they were searching.
But when they say they
the
go
villains.
7 world hopping, I'm thinking the Rangers go to 7 different worlds on screen.
Well, I'm going with the technicality, which I think the producers over in Japan are like, yes, thank you very much, we appreciate you.
But it's just like, oh, there's 13.
Silver Quill Banzai.
It's like, there's 13 Kamen Riders, there's 13 Kamen Riders, there's 13 Kamen Riders. Oh,
stop with Ryuki.
Shit, we're episode 49 and we've only had 9 riders. Ah, crap.
It's a Ryuki reference.
Should have checked the rider clause.
Okay, but then we have the next episode.
Oh, wait.
No, good.
We forgot the mech battle. The super important evil mech that's so powerful and was such a threat last time. Oh, it's dead.
Oh, yeah.
It's dead.
That's the fight I spaced out in.
Yeah, honestly, I'm a little surprised you spaced out, because I thought the Ice World battle, I thought the setting looked wonderful.
The setting looked cool. I just feel like...
Yes! I'm so proud of you! I'm so proud. I heart you this much.
I thought it was an interesting battle. However, it went by really quick.
It went by fast, but the miniatures, the settings, it's probably the best we've seen. I do see a little bit of Q Ranger's first mech battle in it too. It looks pretty cool. See, I'm copying off you, just trying to be chill about it. I also thought it was pretty funny to see the Kikanoids freezing and begging the villains, will you sell us your coats?
I know! You're looking for his mom, right? We'll help you.
Honestly, the mom kind of went by the wayside after a while.
Well, the one thing I thought that was kind of brilliant is when they're on the ship and they're talking about the fact that all the Tojotendos were just harassing other worlds to find his mom. And they make this, Majine makes this offhanded comment about, well, they won't stop until they find her. And Kaito is like, oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's way too subtle for Kaito. So
Okay.
So I like the bait and switch that they have Majine disguise herself as the mom, and they have my favorite fight scene for in costume but not mech was between Stacey's and the one dude, and then Stacey's when he was with Kaito, because them rolling around her, like grabbing her arm and everything, I actually thought that was very cool choreography to try to like capture the flag, so to speak.
I agree. Just don't try to put her up on a pole.
Because even the actors, you could tell, like, obviously it was probably just because of acting, but you
what?
No, I meant it. You could tell it was kind of real. Like, oh, do I get paid for this? And then at the same time, like, oh my god, I have to pretend to be in danger. So it was kind of funny just to see her eyes. Like, is this it really?
Although now that you mention Stacey, villain of the pouty lipstick. These 3 episodes are in fact the Stacey conflicted arc. Mm-hmm. As limited as that exploration is.
Oh, it's so edgy. You can feel the edginess.
It's so terrible because it's just so...
The only reason he keeps on watching Zenkaiger is because I want to watch Zenkaiger. So anyone who actually always wants to see his thoughts, thank me, because he would not continue with the show past episode 1 if I didn't say, hey,
No, I would have made it to episode 2.
Oh, 2 and 1.5. I bet he would have made it.
Actually, no. I probably would have really quit after that one. The first time we had that big Stacey fight episode that turned out to only be at the last like 5 minute and a half of the episode, and then the next episode was like the first 30 seconds.
But consider, Stacey has now lost 4 mechs.
And Ijiru keeps on making him more.
Keeps making more. I expect giant head on a wall guy.
He's a Stacey's a fucking idiot.
I mean, how when is he going to start smashing the floor going, what is with this mech development budget?
I know.
So, okay, before we get into other thoughts I wanted to talk about with my little ideas of what they should have been doing with the worlds by this point. We have episode 28.
So episode
Abattoir.
is called Weekly Shonen Manga World of Great Illustrations. I actually have to admit, I enjoyed this
I
episode.
had fun with the episode, but it's again the same type of fun I've had with Zenkaiger, where I've given up on ever having any semblance of plot and continuous story, because the episode kicks off with them looking for his mom still, and then they kind of just gave up, and that's been it for the rest of that story for the rest of the episode and the next episode.
I like the manga episode just because I really like the manga episode because of the fact that whomever the manga artist is, you have to give them so much credit because they had to continuously draw panels.
And they did a really good job.
They did a fantastic job. And the fact that they were still acting in those panels, like seeing Juron leaning against this metal wall, acting all badass.
No, I liked when they were doing the sneaking bit, and you saw like Majine drawn looking out the window of something, and
or the fact that my favorite was the evil pranking scene between Flint and Vroom.
Honestly, I was like, what in the hell are those two doing?
I just liked how evil they were getting, and then seeing the panels, especially with Majine having all these flames around her.
Yay! But, okay, maybe this episode is the time I can talk about my issues with Rue.
Okay, please.
My issues in the manga episode.
but haha, manga issues.
Thank you. Yes, that's very good. We're very proud of you.
Hey! No, don't throw!
No, those are unique. Anyway, okay.
Those shoes actually have some weight to them, you know.
Yes, I know they do!
You just bashed them in my knee
I'm
twice.
so sorry. But continue, please.
Are you sure? You don't want me to wait? Anywho. Here's the thing about Vroom. Actually, I'm about to be assaulted again, aren't I?
Okay, about Vroom.
No, really, we gotta make this a drinking game. Every time you two assault Silver Quill, everyone at home take a drink. I don't care what you're drinking, as long as it's actually, safely consumable. But,
Yes, please.
but have a soda, have a
Water.
water, have lime juice, and see what kind of face you make. But keep it to actual consumables. But Vroom was all fine with being a part of the Toji Tendo, even as a janitor. Mm-hmm. He knew they were kidnapping worlds. And he was fine as long as he could learn something. Then he got kicked out. This one, his priority is collecting the manga and the knowledge. I do appreciate Vroom's passion for knowledge, but when that passion overrides a certain moral guidance, he and Gaon are the two more morally dubious members of the team.
Are you saying that you're not morally dubious?
How you doing?
But I do agree. That's kind of my frustration. Like, even with Gaon, he had a specific episode that really delved into that weeks back, where he put the human of the children, he put the human children over the Kikanoid child. And
I'm trying to remember that one.
Got yelled at for it. It was...
Gaon is a misanthrope.
he...
He detests his own kind.
Oh, okay. I was like, is that really the definition of misanthrope? But yes.
Yes, I can do my best Toji Tendo phone thing. Beep, boop, 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 boop.
Okay, I did like...
Oh my god, that was ridiculous, especially when they had Ichiru's actor doing that.
Beep, boop, boop.
I was like, what era of television are we in? Because I can understand like the 60s or 70s making those sounds because apparently they didn't have this technology. But we've lived with this technology for at least 30 years.
And they're a machine empire.
I know!
And they're still on dial-up, I bet.
Well, that's what it sounded like when they were doing beep, boop, boop, beep. I'm like, and then when you see Stacey getting a phone call, I was waiting. I was on bated breath.
Oh, that was from the previous.
I know, but I was waiting.
Can you hear me now?
Bated breath for him to do beep, beep, boop, beep.
Oh, no, he would have been all moody, but beep, boop, 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 beep, beep. By the way, misanthrope. Obviously not a definition that includes other species. A person who dislikes humankind and avoids human society.
Okay, so yes, that would work for, well, obviously,
Kikinoids.
Kikinoids would work in that
Is he
degree.
Kikenthrope?
I think misanthrope would still work.
Yes.
But I did like when they were luring Manga World and Kaito's trying to like be all solid snake, sneaking over to get it.
Oh my
And he's there like
God.
all engaged, like, pa-choom.
Well, I thought that was brilliant because he even said, I'm not falling for that stupid lure.
And then later he actually has the self-awareness. I know this is a trap, but I can't resist.
Actually, I thought of you during that because you would be that way if you were about to go into your own doom and there was like everything tokusatsu and Godzilla and kaiju related all in front of you, but but right before you can grasp it is your doom. You would fight like hell to go past your doom.
Actually, I see him more the Indiana Jones.
It depends on my mood.
Deep mood. I see him more as Indiana Jones, but instead of that golden idol with the sandbag, it's like 100 articulation point Spider-Man. And he's just trying to size up and then
Yeah.
and then a giant Pokeball runs him over. He doesn't even like Pokemon.
Oh God, I know.
Anyway, how did I get on this?
I don't know, but
My mind works in curious ways.
Okay, just so you're aware, for future episodes of Zenkaiger, when you sit with us, we very rarely actually fully focused on Zenkaiger.
Well, it's not a series that demands your full focus.
But it veers us off into like other topics and we have to wrangle ourselves back in.
But that's kind of the fun.
It is.
This is a high energy, low focus.
okay, back to
story.
episode. One thing in episode 27.
Oh, as he disregards what you were trying to say.
Where I did
Speaking
also
of
like
low
when
focus.
Zox is like, okay, well, we've come this far, I might as well just join up with you, but you fit the bill now from now on whenever we get food. Like, what?
And even the ever optimistic Kaido has to shudder before a bill.
Well, especially he's like, well, 10%. No,
Yeah.
11%. Because he knows they will eat their weight in sweets.
But yeah, the manga episode, I did like all the stuff they were doing with the fights. I did like when they did their manga, like the manga transformations.
Actually, those were pretty well drawn. Those
They
were exceptionally well drawn.
Those were, especially when you actually saw the mouth movements for Majine in the artwork, which obviously her mask can't move in real world. I'm like, this is fantastic.
And then the way they did the Stacey battle was really well done.
Oh yes, with the rose. Again, it's that whole, remember this power? No, I don't, because I haven't seen that yet.
Well, and the weird, okay, here's a question for you. You've watched Dynaman, right?
I've watched every Sentai show.
So, does that power relate to Dynaman?
No!
Okay, thank you.
She does have, like, a rose attack, but it's nothing like that. In fact, I actually thought it would have been more entertaining because when he first summons Dynaman, and they go there and they do, like, the explosion for their roll call.
Yeah.
I thought that was the attack, was that they were going to see the explosion and Stacey was going to go flying from getting caught in the explosion
Do they
of
have
their
big
roll call.
explosions in Dynaman?
Yeah, it's called the Sentai series translates to explosion, dynamite, Sentai, dynamite, or not explosion. No, it's science Sentai. But the scene, the blah 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 blah.
Use your words,
Yes.
honey.
The whole it's Dynaman as in dynamite man.
Oh.
Oh.
So it was all about explosions because the theme song is technically singing about explosions.
Was it done by Michael Bay?
No.
Actually, look, if you ever want Sentai explosions to actually have an impact in the real world, watch Akiba Ranger.
Oh my god, I love Akiba Ranger!
But so I was expecting, but they're probably like, well, Gokaiger did it, so we can't do it because Gokaiger had a scene when the grunts were running and they transformed into Dynaman and the explosions went for the roll call and the grunts got caught in the explosion.
Well, so I liked all of the stuff that they did. So moving to episode 29.
Actually, before.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but
You're never interrupting.
Give me time. But if we're talking about the grunts, as the manga world is calling for his assistance, and I forget what the grunts are called.
Kudites.
Kudites.
Well, I love that they all sort of just poke their heads out. Hello, hello, hello. I haven't seen a lot of personality from them since the first few episodes where each one would get shot instantly.
Well, there was a lot of personality in the Vacation World one.
Yeah.
And also, I must have missed an episode or two, but also, every time I see them get shot, all I can hear is that Simpsons clip. Why? Why was I programmed to feel pain?
But yeah, Vacation World was like the best episode.
I've forgotten. Not only is this high energy, low attention, it's also low memory.
Well, I think the reason why I remember more is because since we do these videos each week, it helps to keep it fresh in my mind.
Well, I think it's just like a snack. You ate it, but you're not really sure you ate it. Maybe I'm just thinking of those Nestle Crunches you have over on the table.
Those are super yummy and addicting.
I know.
Anyway,
Do you have any idea how hard I'm holding myself in place right now?
Well,
it's like you could eat one, but pretend it's like Zenkaiger. It has a bitter aftertaste.
I can't. It's too good.
Okay, 29.
I'm not being sponsored by Nestle, by the way.
we're not being sponsored by anybody other than Mill Creek, which she'll change because I'm going to work my magic.
All right. Kai, do you know the prince's aim?
Oh.
So the title they had for the subs was a little bit different. This one actually sounds like he's peeing, but
What is the prince aiming for?
I think so. But
Why is the prince only using one hand? Why are you looking over the stall, Prince? Prince, I'm very uncomfortable right now.
I hate sporty episodes.
well, okay. You have to understand, and you should know this better than anyone since you've watched all these Sentai series, that
I told you I'd interrupt you.
Yes.
that sports is a necessary part.
Honestly, I'm much more limited in my Sentai intake. Certainly more than I have my Kamen Rider, but not as much as Kaiju here. I was introduced with Gokaiger, which was setting the bar kind of high in my opinion.
I know.
Kaiger!
That was the first series we watched weekly.
And it was really my first Sentai I watched that I could understand what the hell they were saying. You showed me Die Ranger before it had subtitles.
And Copy Ranger.
And it all looked really cool, but I was like, what the hell are they saying?
Yeah, actually, Advent got lucky because after we finished watching Die Ranger, it started being fan subbed, so I got to show it to Advent fan subbed.
Well, I'm going to be bitter towards him tomorrow.
But
I was flashing back to the Q Ranger baseball episode? Was it? What?
Okay, let him speak. If you're gonna cry, cry quietly.
No, wait, this is like I found an inn here. This is like, if I mention Octopussy to Chrysalige Bloodborne, he will assume the fetal position.
Well, you...
Moonraker.
Da!
Tachibana.
But, people outside are probably thinking, that woman's in danger.
By the way, just so you know, Dinah Pink, her character name was Rei Tachibana.
Why does that name keep coming? But now I could say sports episode, or Q Ranger baseball, or Zenkaiger tennis.
Now he's purposely holding himself back.
You can't hold it back forever. Because I'm a baller.
Look at me. Look at me.
He just wants to play with his balls.
Ooh. Here, maybe I should do an internet search for that chest floof again. Beep, boop, boop.
So, okay, this episode, I really like the fact that Yak-chan was one of the victims. I don't like that she was a victim, but I like because it helped escalate the Satoshi.
Can we just skip to the last 30 seconds of the episode instead?
Wait, okay. No, I need to, so they're going to sit right next to you, so be nice to them. And trust me, I give all of my stuffed animals names, so it drives them nuts.
So was that one blue ball or not?
This one is called Grim Rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is called Sakura.
Why Sakura?
I just like the name.
Okay.
But anyways. Huh?
Nothing.
But anyways, I liked how the episode started with Stacey randomly finding Kaito and then saying, I want to fight.
Oh no, today's the day I finally defeat you.
Yeah, and Kaito's like, I don't have time, I need to go. Can you just go?
No, Kaito says I have deliveries to make. It's like showing how much of a threat Stacey is not.
It's like this. To put it in other anime terms, this is the equivalent of a Gundam villain saying, "With this mech, I could finally defeat that white mobile suit."
Oh God, Gundam Wing.
Gundam Wing, Char.
Gundam Wing was most notorious for it, in my opinion.
Victory Gundam.
Oh yeah.
So basically,
NX.
Stacey is always like, "I'm here for our final battle." Okay, see you next time.
But I was like, come on. And then when they're fighting, Yak-chan gets hurt. And apparently...
she gets turned into a tennis ball.
Well, you know what I mean. Anyways, then they run up to her. Majine goes up to the group. It's like, Yak-chan! And Stacey just disappears.
Well, they say time out. We gotta go check on this. And then
Time out. Pardon me. I actually am going to look up Pony Chest Floof, see what I find.
Oh my God. But anyways, the one thing I was so happy about with this episode, and I know this is a special kind of dorkiness that I have, is the fact that once again we got to see Zox dance. I missed that because I love watching Zox dance.
Zox and Kaito dance.
Well, Kaito is just in the groove.
Okay, there's only one scene in this episode I truly liked.
You're probably liking the fact that when Zox and Kaito are doing the... So, okay, the episode that I found hilarious is when Kaito and Zox are fighting the tennis world. And Zox goes to transform and he's doing his whole dance. And then you have a little bubble of Kaito saying, I like the rhythm, but can you hurry up?
Now, my favorite scene of this episode was when Iago and Wall Boss are bouncing, playing table tennis with Bara Shitara.
Even making the ping pong sound effect.
And they're having a full conversation, all three of them, while doing
I'm
this.
like, wow, this is the most screen time we've had with Wall Boss. And he that's like the first time he's done anything in this entire series.
It was...
Boop, 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 boop.
It was a pretty fun image.
It really was, because I wasn't entirely sure what was going on, because you see Iago, that's what I call Gege, Iago, missing.
Wait, that's his name?
Gege, yeah.
Yeah.
Gege, Gege.
No way, that's not getting here in America.
That's why I call him Iago. So when I saw Iago missing from his perch, I'm like, what's going on? And then I see them doing stuff. I was like, oh, okay, so we're playing
But like, oh, and he's just like, oh, well, first I like when Wall Boss was actually like, we're trying to take over the world. Why would you use Tennis World of all monsters? And then when they're playing around, like, okay, you might as well. This could be fun, whatever.
But I like how Zox felt like he could become an expert of tennis by reading a manga.
Yeah. Okay, for those who don't know, Prince of Tennis, one of the big critiques I know of it is that the main character never has to actually learn.
No.
He's good at everything right away. Makes for a rather boring arc.
So he's like basically every manga protagonist.
To a degree. Because he really doesn't have, at least from what I've read, he doesn't really have like this arc where he becomes...
So he's Daigo from Kyotoger.
Don't mess with my Daigo.
Okay, fine, he's lucky.
Fine, there.
I'm not gonna use the catchphrase. I've already talked about that damn catchphrase. He never shut up with that catchphrase.
But when I heard the title about...
Here, I found the chest floof. Here, the bloop, bloop, bloop. See, remember? I'm just gonna keep flashing my floof at you.
Okay, so then we get Stacey comes in and just beats up Tennis World. And then they beat Tennis World in a mech battle.
It looks cuter.
Just like every other episode having a mech battle, even if it doesn't have a purpose.
No.
You can't skip one of the most epic things that happened in the episode.
Yeah, the combined kaiju Rex, whatever, lost. That's the first time it's lost.
No, I'm also thinking about the fact that Stacey had to come in and save the tennis match.
Okay. Actually, I love when he says, "You two like the fundamentals, get out." And they just sort of meekly walk off screen.
And they do it meekly and dejectedly, like they were told by their mom.
I want to just throw my own subtitles that your fashion sense is terrible. Get out of here.
Actually, and Stacey was wearing... Oh, sorry. Satoshi was wearing white. He looks better in white.
With purple
He
trim.
actually did. I agree. It worked with his skin tone and everything. And he had his hair back. And it was kind of funny. Because either Kuttner or Ricky, I can't remember which one said it. But he's like... Because I said it right beforehand. And he looks at me crazy. And then they say it on screen. He looked better with his hair back in a ponytail.
Now, I gotta wonder... Is he wearing lipstick or is
it's just lip gloss?
Naturally red.
Well, his
lips.
His lips are probably that color because some guys are just way too lucky and girls pay money to get that.
Damn it, I did it.
But no, I think it's actually like a gloss that has like a little bit of color to it. Not an actual lipstick, but a lip gloss. Which in Japan, one thing that I've learned, just like they do in Korea, they actually have makeup for men. Not to the degree of like what you may see for drag queens or drag kings, but actually for men who want to wear makeup on that edgy spectrum.
Honestly, I could see that making its way here in America at some point.
It probably will.
Sooner than the bird named Gay.
Bum, bum.
Well, and I like because Marcus tried it once.
Gay?
No, makeup for men.
Okay.
That was that one time when I left the library.
In college?
Actually, he was in college.
No, I wasn't.
Did you inhale?
I had graduated.
It was when you were doing your whole like Egyptian goth phase.
No, Egyptian goth. For that, my last day at the library.
Yeah, he comes to me at work, and he's like, "Can you?" Because I wasn't working at the same place as him, and he's like, "Can you put this on me?" And I'm taking a break.
You already knew that I was coming in. So
Egyptian goth. I mean, praise the sun god, even though I hate him.
Nah, it's just a little set up. Anyway, okay, then we have the ending where some new suited dude shows up.
Called Hakkaiser.
And he looks pretty awesome.
He does. I actually like the costume.
Wait, it is Hakkaiser?
Hakkaiser.
Okay, for some reason I was thinking they were calling him Hakkaider. And I was like, Hakkaider? Really? We're doing a Hakkaider? Homage?
Homage.
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 Homage. Looney Tunes are supposed to work. Here. Say homage one more time. Say homage one more time. I'm killing you.
Homage.
In about a year, this will be really painful.
So we have the ending here, and then our preview for next week shows what is probably more false advertising, like the majority of the show. He'll only appear for like a minute and a half, and then they'll have a battle, and then it'll end. But anyway, okay.
Wait. They made a mummy reference. What if Egyptian world is the next monster? You are going to be fangasming so hard.
He would!
Get on the Anubis.
That's a wrap. Anyway, unfortunately, it can't be a wrap for the video because I've got 2 things to talk about.
Oh.
1, I finally realized what it truly is that I absolutely despise about the CGI Kuttner and Riki.
Yeah, we listened to this bitching and moaning the entire time that we were watching. I'm like, let it go. Be like Elsa.
So, I've come to realize it's not really the bad CGI. Well, it is the bad CGI that I hate. But no, it's they do not match the freaking lighting of the room. There's no light reflecting off of them at all unless it's the toy versions. Like they're in this bright, sunny area, but they look like they're in a dimly lit room. They're in a room that has a bunch of lights, but they still look like they're in a dimly lit room. Why do they not have light reflecting off of them in CGI mode? Is it that frickin' hard to have light coming in? Because if it is, you shouldn't be using CGI for your little toy SD Gundams.
Okay, as he just took a breath, I wish I had popcorn for moments like these. I'd just be eating popcorn, watching him.
I wish I had some Tylenol.
That was perfect.
I am not cut out for headbanging.
Okay, the other thing actually, I wish they started doing this after we had reached the halfway point of the show. When are they going to actually use the Sentai World gears?
I've been wondering that for a while.
Because we could have a Go Ranger World. Then we can have all the villains be based on previous Sentai teams. And have them all. In fact, there's 44 teams. They could have been doing that the entire series. Where every episode would have a Sentai gear where, Go Ranger World, Die Ranger World, Jew Ranger World.
And so on and so forth.
Yes. Throw in Akiba Ranger World.
That would be awesome.
We're not even official. What are we doing here?
But yeah, why did they not start doing the Sentai World gears and doing that for their tribute to the anniversary by making the gears all designed off of past Rangers? Then they could even had the Kudai tests. When they step on the gear, they transform into looking like the mech from that series.
It's a good idea. I don't know why they didn't. But going back to Kuttner and Riki, realize that actually in these last few episodes, their toys, their physical selves,
for the most part,
have been used a lot more.
Which I wonder if they've gotten a lot of critiques in Japan, because I don't know what they see on the American side, because they still wonder how we get these series. But
I'm not telling.
But I wonder if there's been a lot of complaints, because I imagine, yes, the majority of the audience is children, but even for children and adults alike, they can tell how crappy they look out of place. Well, and I like when they're doing the tennis match and Flint was holding them, I was like, that works. And then the other time when they were standing in front of her, you could see that, you couldn't literally see the person, but you could see that they were real and they were being like jiggled around.
It is odd that Zen-chan, who still has... Zetchan. I still enjoy Zetchan's introductions.
Yes, I do too.
That's a physical prop.
Well, and that's what confuses me so much, because Zetchan, pretty much for the majority of the show...
outside of a few times.
...is real.
Yeah.
And yes, they keep him very It is him, right?
Yeah, let's just go with that.
So they keep him very static because usually he's on a perch or by the photograph or something like that. So he's usually in a set static place. But you could always see that even static, they try to do things either with animatronics or maybe puppeteers that are CGI'd off to have it look like he is animated. So it makes me a little frustrated, and I've mentioned this many of times, that they don't utilize the dolls for Kuttner and Ricky more often. Because I understand the CGI aspect for when they're doing the mech transformations with the ship.
That's fine.
Because you need to do that. There is no way you can make that look good.
Yeah, it was kind of weird because she's holding them in some scenes of the tennis episode, and then other scenes, they're just floating there in their CGI versions that look completely out of place.
Well, I still love if we're talking about puppeteering, I love when Yachan was a tennis ball, you could see Machine's thumb wiggling.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I remember, like, even Zenkaiger, when usually Doc was the one who was holding Navi a lot of the times, and you can see Doc moving to move Navi so that she was being animated, so to speak. Yeah. So there's ways to do it, and to do it well where it's not out of place. I still have to say the acting is of good quality. And I feel like the actors really have come into their own with the show. Like, they haven't started regressing or anything. Because that's usually my fear for a lot of Sentai or Tokusatsu shows. Especially when you get newer actors and actresses, is that once they hit that midpoint, there's that level of complacency that starts. Because they're, like, there.
We're 6 episodes of the next stage, and the acting in that show is awful. And even the suit acting is bad. Like, you could, okay, because you know how X8 has the level 1s where they're the fat suits. The suit actors can barely even move in there from the time. Like, there was one episode, the guy went to move his henshin belt, and he didn't pull the thing fully over, but it still did the full transformation sequence.
But I am very impressed with the level of all the acting by especially the younger actors. Like Yak-chan, Mr. Sue, any of the older actors. I imagine this is not their first rodeo. They're more than familiar with this. But when you come into like Zox, Stacey, and Kaito, you can see their efforts.
Although with Stacey, it's like, no, I need more brooding. Broodier. Brooding. Give me brooding. When is this going to end? Yes, that's it! For the actor for Stacey Satoshi, he does a good job, but I wish they could give him something more.
He's phenomenal, and he's being given shit material. Because the only reason his character was created is because they loved the actor so much, because he had auditioned for Kaito's role. Ah. And so it came down to those 2 actors were the last 2 actors for the audition. So, and they love Stacey's actor so much, that's why they created Stacey, was just for that actor. Oh. So he was a last minute addition, and it's like, okay, fine, I get that at the start why you didn't do much with him, but at this point, he should have had more going on. And Junko's just not the writer to be able to write a good villain.
But here's the funny thing, again, looking at this block, this 3-episode block, which, I meant what I said, that I think Zenkaiger's most fun is just like a quick little bite-sized story.
Yes.
But this block, it really is Stacey at odds with his side. I mean, world chasing, he knows it's a fake, but he goes along with it. And he's happy to walk away until he gets the beep or bleep phone call.
Well, yeah, he pretty much was done until Izuru called and said, you need to fight.
Then manga one, okay, he didn't really get too involved. He didn't try very hard to pursue Kaito once the mech battle started. But he was just sort of there, not terribly invested. And this one, he actively works against them. I'm expecting Iago Gege to blackmail him again.
So, do you...
Well, I'm curious about that.
Okay, the dude, Hakaiser. Do you think he's a robot, or is he Kaito's dad inside of a suit?
He's Kaito's dad inside of a suit. It's...
Spoilers!
Well, I'm thinking the same thing because...
Oh, wait, sorry, let me just...
Spoilers! Oh my god, I'll kill you! I'll kill you right now! Get over here! I have short arms! Can you believe this woman? Can you? Huh?
But, when they talk... I wanted like an evil voice, but they didn't have any for Build-A-Bear. Because I wanted to have an evil voice out of a cute bear. But, when they started talking about the father and saying that they couldn't get any more information because he doesn't have that mental stimulation. Ooh, that rhymed. I'm almost like a rapper. Sweet.
Rock on.
But,
Just don't start up a prostitution ring, child trafficking ring.
we're not going there.
Wow, dude, really?
R. Kelly.
No, I'm aware, but you went there.
But nevertheless...
Golden showers.
No. We're done.
So, back to chess.
But I will say that... Wow, I completely lost my mind.
Yeah.
Here, just let the floof.
You had a mind?
Lull you.
Anyway, since we've been talking about for 45, 50 minutes by now, I think it's time to wrap this up. So, episodes were...
27, 28, 29.
I know what episode numbers they are. I wasn't saying the episode numbers. I'm like, not the best, not the worst. So, average for Zenkaiger.
Not the best, not the worst.
Moments of fun comedy.
Yes, moments of fun. I enjoy the series for what it is. I know it's not great. I know I'm not going to get a high-level story. But for what it is, I do enjoy it.
Alright, so Kaiju no Kami store is opened up, which you can find at the website, creativitybydesignllc.com. Check me out, or us out, on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, Instagram, at Kaiju no Kami.
.com.
And
do a search for MLP Silver Quill on YouTube, DeviantArt, and Twitter. Ye shall find me.
And as a special treat, just because I want to share it out there, this Saturday, it's Saturday for us. I don't know when you'll be watching this, but we will actually be doing a review, or like a live review of...
My Little Pony, A New Generation.
wait, what?
Da, da, da,
Yes.
da, da, da.
We're going to be talking about ponies!
Da, da.
Ponies!
With their chest floof.
Yes.
Chest floof.
Ponies. So we're going to be doing a live reaction.
How are we doing a live reaction?
Well,
if
not a
it's
live reaction. We're going to be pre-recording a reaction.
Wait. We're going to pre-record the reaction before the movie?
Oh,
Cool. Oh, that's what that is. Oh, that's so cool. What? Oh, what? What is that? Oh, how did they know that? Hey, isn't that insert thing? Oh, cool. No, and Trigger. We'll also do Ultraman Trigger.
Yes, so we're going to have a lot of fun.
Oh, my Trigger.
I love you, honey, but not on camera. But anyway, so you'll get to see this on both our channel as well as Silver Quill's channel.
Yeah.
This movie review.
I'll be left, he'll be right.
Oh, God, help me.
So you're saying I'm right? Kaiju no Kami says I'm right. And I choose to take that as an affirmation of collection rather than any political affiliation. So, he says I'm right.
They'll understand when they see the recording.
But we're looking forward to it. I say we as in the two of us are looking forward to it. Him,
I can't.
he's there for the ride.
There's a bubble. I can only give hugs this one.
Speaking of crap, what the hell? Okay, cut. And now.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.